everyone, this is Peak Entertainment and we are back again, and here now we have another video for you, and we're going to take a look back at definitely one of the more underrated action movies from the 1990s, and that is with Ronin. Released on September the 25th, 1998, it stars Robert De Niro, Reno, Natascha, Stellan, Skarsgard, Sean Bean and Johnathan Pryce, and it was directed by John Frankenheimer. Now the story of Ronin is set within present day Paris, where we see a collection of ex-spy operatives who have turned into mercenaries. They are all hired to attack an armed convoy and steal a metallic briefcase with important contents inside. As they embark on their mission, they go through various double crosses, deceptions and multiple agendas, which sees the members eventually turn on one another. Now when looking back on Ronin recently, it really is a terrific, almost relentlessly paced, exciting actioner with many moments of escalation and danger. With real lean type pacing, expertly directed sequences, where the action is coherent and well shot, and what makes the film so good is that there is this constant underlying tension and suspense as to what exactly will happen. Whilst yes, there are quite a lot of twists and turns and certain misdirects and multiple antagonists, it doesn't get overly convoluted. You can still follow what's going on, and that's primarily because the plot stays focused on the group of characters and keeps them within one location. A lot of other spy and action thrillers like this would have had the characters travelling all over the world in other locations, which would have made the story a lot more messy. But Ronin keeps it focused, concise, and as a result it remains absolutely compelling. Now to be honest, the overall interest in the terms of the MacGuffin and the briefcase isn't as interesting, and the movie never really establishes the importance of it. But I think by going into those details would have made the story even more bloated and possibly more convoluted. It's really more about the chase more than anything else. And when we mention the chase, it's really what is special about this entire film, which are of course the action sequences. For me, there are at least three standout scenes. We talk about the beginning of the film where the team are ambushed under a tunnel where they try to acquire some weapons and then have to retrieve quickly. We have the convoy shootout itself where the team attempt to steal the briefcase and come under heavy fire from assassins and then have to pursue them along the streets. Absolutely exciting stuff. And then we have the centerpiece sequence, for which the film is probably mostly referred to, a climatic car chase which must go on for at least 6 to 7 minutes, where we see the team frantically chasing through the streets and tunnels within Paris. It truly is a furious mix of angles, POV, long tracking shots, whether we are inside the car or in front of the car, multiple close-ups of zooming through the streets and the reactions of the characters within the car. And director John Frankenheimer does so good in letting you see all of the action and the environment around it. We have none of the dizzying jump cuts or quick edits that we saw from the Jason Bourne movies, or the CGI green screen antics from the Fast and Furious films. Everything here is raw and practical. You really feel the grit and the grind of the engines as they're speeding through the streets, and it's breathtaking and visual to watch. All of these sequences clearly evoke memories of other great car chase scenes from the likes of The French Connection and To Live and Die in LA, and also Bullet. And Frankenheimer is clearly channeling that 70s style of movie making into this film. Even the credit titles have that dated fonts about them, again harkening back to that classic era, and for this story it absolutely works. Definitely without question one of the greatest car chase and action sequences of all time within movies, no doubt about it. Now the film could be criticised for the limited characterisation. Whilst all of the established cast perform absolutely fine in their roles, there's not really a lot of depth or personality or charisma about them. I'd probably say the dynamic that's best is between both Robert De Niro and Reno, but again that's nothing too special. But in another sense, that lack of characterization is probably what makes the film so good, as it doesn't get bogged down by sentimentality or love or romance. It just stays focused on the plot, which does make it maintain its momentum and pace. Plus it makes all of the characters seem expendable at any time, which again adds to the overall tension. So we then go on to the movie's overall release, and sadly Ronin wasn't a major success, only managing to gross around $77 million worldwide from a budget of around $55 million. It did receive critical praise for its overall action sequences and direction, and its cinematography from an experienced pro by John Frankenheimer, but perhaps coming at the late 1990s, this type of movie was seen as somewhat dated. Throughout the decade we were seeing much more high octane blockbusters such as The Rock, Con Air and also Face Off, which were much more high concept and larger scale, and to a degree far more outlandish in their overall storytelling. And Ronin is really that back to basics, grounded, more realistic action thriller, and maybe it came across as a bit underwhelming for audiences. Now, of course, later on, especially with the likes of Bourne Identity, we would see a return to a preference for this type of thriller. So maybe had Ronin come out maybe 3 to 4 years later, it may have found even greater success. But despite that, it's still a shame because I really believe that this is how action films should be. Very lean, pacey and exciting. A real verve and energy in terms of its storytelling, keeping things focused and not getting derailed by unnecessary subplots. Add to that fantastic action sequences and without question one of the greatest car chase scenes of all time. All of these elements definitely make Ronin a worthwhile watch and without question one of the most underrated action films of the late 1990s. Those are my overall thoughts and feelings when looking back at the action thriller Ronin. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you have any other movies, television series, or any other issues within the pop entertainment and culture scene that you'd like to see me cover within the channel, then also drop me a suggestion within the comments and I will see if I can provide further commentary for you on that subject matter within the future. Please also hit like the subscription and notification buttons so I can provide more high quality content like this in the future. But that's it for now. Take care of yourselves and I will see you very, very soon.